Well, it's Thursday, and you know what that means. Time for another Lords of the Fallen update. Now, I'm going to let you know I'm not very excited about this update because there's no content being added. It's just kind of improvements to the overall game itself, which, I mean, yeah, that's good, but, we're looking forward to the content. They did bring out the content roadmap, which suggests that before the end of the year, we're going to have a ton of new content, but with there only being 4 weeks left in the year, I just don't see it happening, but hey, they may surprise us. Now, before I get into the patch notes, just want to remind you all, as always, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing so I can continue to make content for the channel. That being said, let's get into the patch notes. Now, this is update version 1.1.362. Greetings, lamp bearers. We trust by now that you have been fully indoctrinated by The Way of the Bucket, released last week. This is the latest of a series of new quest lines arriving to Mornstead before end of year. And believe you us, there's plenty more to come as hinted in our content roadmap. Today's update sees us return to the more traditional cadence of weekly tweaks and enhancements, with highlights including AI adjustments to make some enemy actions more consistent and predictable so that you can better read and subsequently react to their movement for a more satisfying combat experience, further refinements to ping and matchmaking for improved co-op sessions, and significant performance optimization across several areas of the game. Expect more of the same in the next week's update before we start ramping things up for the festive season. And with that, onto the patch notes. So next week we're gonna get the same thing, guys. Just standard updates, but I guess that means it's gonna leave them 3 weeks to kind of roll out the content that they promised, but we'll see. Multiplayer. Adjusted matchmaking to be more flexible with ping requirements to allow for broader and quicker results. Fixed an issue where an invading player could get blocked by praying enemies in the path of Devotion Memorial. Fixed an issue that could occur when spectating the host and Pieta's boss encounter. And that's it for multiplayer. On to performance. Passed to reduce the number of actors casting shadows, small objects, and minor details in Shuja Hamlet, Castle in the Fife of the Chilled Curse, Pilgrim's Perch, Sanctuary of Baptism, Defiled Sculpture, City and Fife of the Chilled Curse, and in Leprosarium. And there's no loss in quality for all these areas. Overall optimization, pass in Fife of the Chilled Curse and Lower Calrath. Let's get to camera. Tweak the lantern's camera behavior to be smoother and less disruptive in combat. Fix a camera issue that could cause unintended behaviors with fallen enemies when they're locked on. Next up, we have AI. Fixed an issue with Holy Bulwark that could teleport back and fully heal him when luring him away too far. Tweak the marksman's behavior to shoot 1 bolt per reload and improve his rotation rate slightly. Tweak the trapper's mortar rate of fire to behave more consistently and to prevent stun locking the player. Fixed an issue where enemies could get stuck while rotating in place in rare circumstances. Fixed an issue that prevented Womb of Despair to spawn when striking the corresponding statues in Forsaken Fen. All right, next level design. Fixed an issue that allowed players to emerge from Umbral during combat near Andres of Ebb. Added an Umbral dual realm fence in the balcony area in Bramis Castle. Repositioned the event trigger to prevent players from skipping the tower near the optional boss encounter with the Light Reaper. Added an Umbral dual realm fence in the Sunless Scheme. Added a torch to highlight a new gate in Sunless Scheme. Next up, collisions. Adjusted moth walls to prevent players from leaving the Holy Bulwark auto boss encounter. Fixed a collision issue where players could climb out of the gameplay area and fall out of the world near the mini boss encounter in Fife of the Chilled Curse. Fixed an issue that allowed players to skip the valley area by rolling on a wall from an umbral structure in Fife of the Chilled Curse. Fixed an issue where players could bypass moth walls and leave the invasion zone near the vestige of Chaboy. Fixed collision issues that could unintentionally block projectiles in Sunless Scheme. Fixed an issue that could result in navigation issues near the Crow's Nest. Fixed the collision of warps to avoid navigation issues in Forsaken Fen. Fixed an issue where players could get stuck near a crystal and improve the navigation of Bramis Castle. Added missing collisions in Umbral assets near the movable platform in Fife of the Chilled Curse. Fixed a collision issue where players could get stuck at a road in the Mentz area. Adjusted collisions and killing volumes to improve gameplay in the Abbey of the Hallowed Sisters. Fixed an issue where players could skip the Tower of Penance and activate the boss fight with Tancred, Master of of castigations, adjusted the collision to prevent players from leaving the game world near the Infernal Enchantress guiding the Umbral entity to Upper Calrath. Fixed a collision issue that allowed players to reach unintended areas near the vestige of Lydia the Numbed Witch. Adjusted the collision for better navigation in Defiled Sepulture. Fixed a collision where players could get stuck near certain walls in Lower Calrath. Added missing collisions to wooden planks near Drustan's fireplace in Fife of the Chilled Curse. Next up, we got visuals. Fix the visual glitches when simulating the cloth for the outfits Iron Wayfarer and Vanguard. Fix visual glitches with the Bucket Lord by adjusting the head and leg buckets. Also fix the glitches with the Bucket Lord's gear by adjusting the head and leg buckets. Fixed issues that could result in the player character clipping through Umbral assets in Fife of the Chilled Curse. Updated and improved material for certain Umbral gear. Next we have UI. Fixed an issue where items could get destroyed upon pickup while the inventory was full. Affected Thames will now be dropped to the ground. I think they meant to say affected items will now be dropped to the ground. Fixed an issue where Umbral Eyes could not be dropped. Fixed an issue where the new marker for items in the inventory would reset in certain multiplayer situations. Fixed an issue where items dropped by Umbral statues would not appear in the player's inventory after being picked up. Finally, we have audio. Fixed an audio issue where transitioning to certain areas in the Empyrean. Check out our 2023 roadmap here. In Light We Walk. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's another Lords of the Fallen update. Like I said, not too excited about this one. It's some fixes, but I mean, obviously we want content here. So next week, it looks like it's going to be more of the same, but I'll be back to kind of go over the notes and we'll see what they add. Maybe they'll surprise us. Who knows? But for now, that's going to be everything for this week. If you guys like the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.